it's me. I'm back, Desiree, with Desiree Nicole Designs, for another piece. This is like a small dresser. I think in the last video you saw my son got a bigger dresser. This is his old dresser, so I'm going to refinish this. I want to go with an apothecary type look, so I will be removing, I've already started, like I'll be removing all of this contact paper and then stripping all this spray paint off, new hardware, maybe new legs. I haven't quite decided yet, but I am really excited to do this, and I hope you stick around to see the finished piece.
Okay, first things first, I have to peel all of this contact paper off. It turned out to be quite the task because it was coming off in like little strips each pull. It was very adhered to this dresser. So I finished the second drawer, and then I figured my kids would have a lot more fun doing this, so I called in recruits and I let them do the top drawer. The next step is to sand everything down so it's ready for paint and stain. This helps your paint adhere to slick surfaces, which this had spray paint on it, so it was pretty slick. So I just went through and scuff sanded everything. I'm gonna want a grungy look, so I don't really need to remove all of the spray paint. I just need enough to make the paint stick. After I sand, I'm going to go through and clean all the debris from the surface to prep for primer and paint. I will not be priming these drawers because I want some of this stuff to show through. Next, I'm going to take my hardware and kind of just eyeball where I want it to be and get an idea of how many that I want on each drawer. I decided on 4, so I'm going to measure the length of my drawer and then divide that by 4 to know where to put my measurements. And then I'm just going to go through here, mark each spot, draw a line. Some of it I had already done, but I wanted to show you on camera. Now I'm going in on those lines, and I'm going to take this screwdriver and make that line deeper. I will say after I did this, I went back and used a handsaw to make it even deeper because the screwdriver worked, but it didn't really give much depth. I'm going to go through and tape off the top so I can follow through with the primer. I decided to do one thin layer of the Zinsser 123 primer. I'm going to sand a lot of this back, so there's no need to really get a really thick even coat. It's supposed to look messy, so that's what I'm going for. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. And now we've made it to the drawers. I'm doing a really thin layer of each color on each section of the drawers. This will be sanded back, so it's gonna look messy, but it's gonna look great. Okay, now that the primer's dried, I'm gonna go in with the paint color. I am still being very light with my hand. I don't want full coverage, because again, I'm going to be sanding a lot of this back, so it would just be wasteful to try to get it on real thick, and also it would take more time to sand it back. Okay, now I'm following up with that sander. I'm going to sand this all back until it looks how I want it to. I'm going for like a grunge, old, kind of rusty look. I want it to look like it's an old apothecary cabinet that's kind of, you know, it's seen its days. So I'm kind of just playing this by eye. Whenever it gets the way that I want it, then I will stop.
Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
Okay, and here's the progress with the drawers in. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it at this point. I can't wait to put the hardware on it, stain the top. Like, it's gonna be amazing. It looks aged already, but I want more age. So we're gonna go in with some Varathane gel stain, and I'm just gonna put this stain over the whole piece, and then I'm gonna wipe it away. It's gonna make this paint look darker. It's gonna make the like sanded areas where the wood was showing, it's gonna soak into that wood underneath, and it's just gonna give it more age.
Oh, well, you know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
Here's a quick glance at it with one coat of stain, also one coat of stain on the top, and then I'm gonna go in with a second coat of stain on the top because I want it to be really dark green.
You and I can weather any storm.
Okay, I'm immediately gonna wipe this back since it is a gel stain. I don't want it to dry because those brush strokes will dry with it.
You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard time, you and I can weather any storm.
Okay, before I put a top coat on, I want to mark where I want my hardware. That way I will apply the top coat, and then the last step I'm going to do is apply this hardware on top. Now don't let this ruler fool you. There was a lot of girl math that went into placing these pieces. I started with the ruler, and then I kind of just worked my way into just eyeballing where I wanted everything, and it worked out for me. If you like to measure, go ahead and measure, but this kind of stuff is not my cup of tea. And here we go with the top coat. It's almost done. I'm just applying it with a paintbrush. This is a flat finish, and then I'm gonna go in with my girl Kristana's brush and smooth all of that out. This is the best brush that I have found for applying a top coat. So the top coat sealer that I chose for the top is a little thicker, so I'm gonna roll it on first, and then I will follow through with the Kristana brush afterwards.
And it's done. That's a wrap. I hope that you took a lot away from this video, and maybe you could try this on one of your pieces. I did get a lot of inspiration from Bella Renovara. You can check out her YouTube, and she actually has one where she does an apothecary piece. Shout out to Kristana. I love it. It really helped me in how to make the marks. I know you saw in the video I did a screwdriver first, and then I went back and watched her video, and I was like, oh well, yeah, a hacksaw is a lot easier than a screwdriver. So lesson learned. I hope you learned along with me, and I'll see you next time for the next project. Bye.